Hey, yeah, word. Wanna hear it, wanna talk about it, word. Wanna hear it, wanna talk about it. Know it's all about the word. You know it's word. What up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Word, the podcast. I'm your host, G-Stylez, and today we got a cool episode. Actually, I was able to dig through the crates, dig through all my archives, and I found a really cool interview I did way back in 2009, actually with RyMo. And if you don't know who RyMo is, that's Ryan Moran, the drummer for Slightly Stoopid. Yeah, I was able to do an interview with him way back in the day when they were just kind of getting famous. So yeah, man, I was able to dig it up, and I want to share it with all of y'all. So I hope you enjoy this little interview I did with him. Yo, what's up, bro? It's nice to have you on the show. How you doing today?
Yo, pretty good. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing pretty good, man. So the first question I'm going to ask you right off the bat is, where did you guys come up with the name for the band in the first place?
It's a pretty old name, actually. The band's been around for close to 15 years, and when the guys started the band, they were kicking around names. They'd been kind of jamming together and having a good time and didn't really have a name for the band. They were starting to play shows, so they needed a name, obviously, to bill, and guys were just kind of kicking around names in a room, all the friends, what do you want to call the band? I don't know, how about, Slightly Funny, and someone was like, that's Slightly Stupid, and then everyone laughed, and that's the name of the band. Kind of, just stuck. A bunch of guys kind of kicking names around, and that was the one that everyone laughed at, so they kept the name.
It seems like always the best names come out of, nowhere, messing around or something.
And that's how we do it. I mean, we don't, take it so serious. It has to be the right name, and it has to be this and that. It's kind of like, if you get a laugh out of it, cool, then that's what it's supposed to be, It's supposed to be fun, so we keep it fun.
So how did the band come together in the first place?
Well, Miles and Kyle, the founding members, basically grew up together. We're friends, playing music together. One way or another, we all kind of crossed paths here, and all the guys called this city home, and we all played in sort of different groups, and just over the years, basically found ourselves together. Kind of a couple guys joined at different times, and, Miles and Kyle have been friends, like I said, since they were kids, so they kind of knew each other, and their families were friends, and basically just over the years and playing music in San Diego, we all got together over the last few years, and, the rest is history.
So who are some of your musical influences?
We all have a pretty wide variety of influences. A lot of guys, obviously listen to tons of reggae and punk rock, everything under the sun, really. A lot of guys listen to a lot of world music and jazz, and so we kind of draw on a lot of influences, hip-hop, all kinds of stuff, really. And so anytime we kind of get ready to write some songs, we sort of decide, what styles we want to sort of work with, and basically just go from there.
So I also understand you just got back from the Cannabis Cup, man. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, it's crazy, man. We did a 2-week tour crossing the country, basically from Colorado to New York, and we flew out of New Jersey to Amsterdam, and it was great, man. We were out there for 3-4 days. A couple guys stayed a little longer, and definitely a good time. Blurry.
Yeah, I bet, man. I've always wanted to do something like that, but yeah, it's expensive to go all the way across. But anyway, as you were coming up, what kind of bands have you played with? I know you played with a bunch of really famous people, and you probably have played even with some hip-hop artists, right?
I mean, back in the old days, Sublime helped the band get its start, so the guys did some shows with Sublime early on. Like you mentioned, we did some tours with Toots, the Marley Brothers. We supported, Dave Matthews Bands. We've done a lot of shows. We did some tours with 311 in Canada. I mean, the list is huge by now because we're pretty much touring about 6 months out of the year. So any given year, we can do 5 or 6 or 7 bigger tours. But those are probably the biggest acts that we've worked with over the years. LA People's hip-hop group. Man, we've done a lot of stuff. Agrolites in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good list, yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys have been blowing up. I've been kind of watching your whole progress.
The biggest thing was this last tour we just did this summer with Snoop Dogg and Stephen Marley. We were basically doing outdoor amphitheaters and stuff around, 8 to 8,000 is about the average. So that was the biggest one. And, working with Snoop every day, I mean, awesome, professional. He's legit, he's a great artist, really nice guy, and his band, all his band member guys are real cool, and, being able to work, he's probably one of the biggest name acts that we've worked with so far. Super nice guy, and just the real deal,
That's way dope, man. I've always listened to Snoop Dogg, and I wish I could work with him So that's definitely a plus right there. But yo, speaking about some of your music, my favorite one is 2 a.m. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how you came up with that?
Kyle wrote this song. He had kind of this reggae groove in mind, and that's what you're hearing. And he had some lyrics for it, just talking about, basically getting heckled by the police, and kind of there's an irony in it all. And basically that's the song. It's like, it's 2 a.m, police are at my door, what for? Never see the reason. The lyrics pretty much tell the story. So it's like basically just, struggles with dealing with the cops.
Yeah, we all got to deal with that a little bit every now and then, right? But anyway, do you have any new projects coming out or anything that you just released?
Yeah, we just released one this past August. I'm sorry, the previous August. My time clock's all messed up. But anyway, 2008, we released another album after Conchitis called Slightly Not Stoned Enough to Eat Breakfast Yet. That one came out, like I said, August of 2008. And yeah, that was kind of a 3-part album. We re-released some old tracks that we had previously released. We did some brand new stuff, and we brought some stuff also like out of the past, out of the vaults. So we kind of had a mixed bag of things. The next album we'll be working on this coming year, and probably have it out by the fall.
That's dope, man. Can't wait to hear that one. Do you have a name for it yet?
Yeah, we haven't even started working. We've been touring so much, we haven't had time to get into the studio. So that's sort of the next phase where we are now. Or everyone's kind of taking some downtime for the holidays and relaxing, and then we get back on it, starting next year.
Yeah, it's always good to get that reboot. So where can people find your music at?
All over the place. We're available in a lot of chain stores. Like you can go to Best Buy or, some other like of those larger music stores where they sell CDs still. See where else. You can find us online, of course, all over the place. If you go to slightlystoopid.com, we can direct you around. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places. Amazon, any of those places. iTunes. Find us all over the place.
So what do you got coming up next? Do you have any upcoming gigs?
We got a show this week with a bunch of bands in L.A. That's coming up on this Sunday. It's our last show of the year. Oh. So it's going to be us, 311, Muse, AFI, a bunch of bands. It's for a radio station in L.A. called K-Rock, and it's basically a benefit they do every December where they give all the proceeds from the show away, and it's a good cause. And we've been fortunate enough to play it last year and this year now, so pretty cool.
That is cool, man. So did you ever think you'd be this famous?
I mean, maybe not in the forefront of our minds, but yeah, I mean, we've worked really hard to get where we are. It's been a long road, and I mean, I think we weren't expecting overnight success. We've been hit up by, various record labels. Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And, one of the beauties of the band is that it stayed independent, stayed true kind of to its underground roots. Mm-hmm. And so our success is really just testament to our work. I mean, we've been touring, nonstop for so long that, you can't really ignore a band that tours that much,
Yeah.
We're trying to approach it like, like a Grateful Dead even, or the Dave Matthews Band, in that you tour, you keep touring, and eventually everything that you want comes to you. Whereas, in a lot of bands, they get a break and they think they're going to be the next big thing, and the next, a year later they get dropped by the record label. So it's like we've been fortunate that we, in a way, that we didn't go that route, because here we are years later, able to do our thing the way we want to do it, and so that's a good thing.
Definitely, bro. Well, I've been a really big fan the whole time, so I really appreciate your music. I hope you guys keep going and keep going.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So what are your favorite kind of crowds? Like, what kind of fans do you like the most?
I mean, anything, like we have fans that are young kids, we have fans that are older, adults. If you're feeling the music, then yeah, we want to make you move. Music for us has been about having a good time and, getting away from the daily grind, so yeah. If we can provide that for, 2 hours when we come to cities to tour, then our goal is met, and people that want to come see a good show, we hope that when we perform that they, enjoy it. You know what I mean? 'Cause we enjoy performing. So it's sort of a win-win. If you want to come see a fun show, come see us, and that'll help us come back again,
Yeah, I think it's always good to kind of mix things up, you know, have a little something for every kind of person out there, because you don't want to just be speaking to one crowd.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of one of the good things about music is that it's sort of broad and it's not just punk, it's not just reggae, it's a little bit of everything. So, you know, if you like any one of those sort of styles, you know, you might not like the whole album, and that's cool, but you might like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 songs of the album. And, you know, that's a lot of times people buy albums and they like one song, they buy the whole album, they get the rest of it, and they're like, well, this isn't that good, I don't really like it. So with us, I think you get a little bit of a view that, hey, you know, like, we can do these different things, and, you know, if you don't like the punk on a couple tracks, maybe you'll like the reggae tracks, and if you don't like, you know, the reggae, maybe you like the hip-hop or whatever. So I think we're able to reach a lot of different audiences, and I think that's also why we're able to, you know, tour with Snoop one year and Stephen Marley and, you know, Dave Matthews, all these different sort of acts. We're able to sort of morph into what their crowd might appreciate, you know, which is cool.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. And I know you got a lot of stuff going on, man, so thank you so much for your time today. And it was great getting to know you. So thank you so much for your time, bro.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure.
And I wish you guys nothing but success in the future. And yeah, this is just so dope to be able to talk to you in the first place. So thank you once again.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll talk to you later, Gerald.
Man, that interview takes me back. That's like, you know, going back about 15, 16 years ago, kind of when I got started doing interviews in the first place. But it's so awesome to be able to do stuff still. And I thank all of you very much for listening to the podcast. Really appreciate all of you out there. So until next time, peace.
Hey, yeah, word. Wanna hear it, wanna talk about it, word. Wanna hear it, wanna talk about it. Know it's all about the word. You know it's word.